Hey guys, my name is Sarah. For those of you who don't know me, I am a healthcare traveler, specifically a radiology CT scan tech, and I've been traveling full-time for over 3 years now. I don't necessarily have a home base at this point. I have family in Connecticut and Florida, but ultimately neither of those places really feel like home. So the goal of me traveling for this 3 years has been to find a home where I could see myself setting some roots. I have been craving a home base for a long time now. Just some sort of sense of community and friends and familiarity would be really nice. And I feel like I'm finally narrowing it down, which is a really good feeling. I have found an area of the country that I feel like I fit in. I feel comfortable. I feel happy. I feel like I can go on so many adventures here and never really get bored. And that is the Pacific Northwest. I've traveled in 2 different RVs for the last couple years. I also lived in a tiny house. Then I was in an Airstream Caravel. And now I am in a really beautiful transit camper van. It's been an amazing way to travel the country and get to experience it. I've gotten to live in so many different places, and having my home wherever I go has been so comfortable. I have my own bed, I have all of my things with me, and it's just been a really great way to explore and help figure out where I might want to settle down someday. Now, even if I do end up getting a home, whatever that looks like, I still plan to continue to travel. I don't know exactly what that will look like, if I'll still take healthcare travel contracts throughout the country, or if I want to start traveling internationally. But either way, whatever I end up doing, it would feel really nice to have a home to come back to, store all of my things, and just have that sense of community. I make a lot of friends wherever I go, but I'm constantly saying goodbye and hoping that our paths will cross down the road, but it doesn't always work out that way. It can be really hard to keep in touch via technology, so having a physical group of friends and sense of community wherever I settle down is something that I'm really craving, something to always come back to. You want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Oh. Go ahead. Hop up. Go ahead. Hop up. Having a little bit more space for Rue would be really nice as well. She has honestly struggled a lot in the van. As much as I've tried to make her as comfortable as possible in the van, she just does not like it in here. I don't know if it's because we're driving her home everywhere and the outside environment is constantly changing, but it's very stressful for her, and she's become a lot more anxious than she already was before we moved into the van. And I think a stationary home would be so much better for her. I know she loves when we travel and go on hikes, but as far as living in here full time, it just hasn't been a great fit for her. And she deserves more space. She deserves a house and a yard to run around in, and that doesn't sound too shabby for me either. Now that poses the question of what to do next. My brain has been going in circles trying to figure out what makes the most sense for me, because I love this van and it would be so hard to let go of. I would love to just have it as my part-time camper, but it just doesn't make financial sense. I went all out with this van in order to make it suitable for full-time living. It's fully decked out with any appliance you might need, and it just doesn't make sense for me to have a van this nice and only use it part-time. Whereas if I sold this van, I could have a huge down payment to put towards a home or towards land that I could build on. And there's so many possibilities of things that I could do with that money. I could also get a different rig that's more affordable because I can't see myself not having some sort of a camper. But it'll look a little different. It'll be much more basic. It might be a little more DIY, but it'll definitely be more for part-time travel than full-time travel. I'm thinking maybe a truck camper would be more suitable for our needs if we were to set roots and have a home here. Then we could have a truck as a normal driving vehicle and have the truck camper for when we want to go on weekend trips. Or even if I want to take a multiple week trip up to Canada, which I am about to do. I am crossing the border tomorrow, so stay tuned for Canada adventures. But yeah, it would be nice to have a rig that I could take multi-week trips as well, but something just much more affordable and basic so that I could have a home as well. So that's where my head is at with things. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet, but I love my YouTube community, and you guys are always full of so much support and amazing advice. So feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts, opinions, advice, any words of wisdom that you might have for me. I really do appreciate. I have also considered renting out my van, but there are a few reasons that I feel like it wouldn't work. One is that I work in a hospital full time, so I'm going to be working and I won't be available for my customers to give them the rundown of the van and be available for pickup and drop off or have the time to clean in between customers. Also, with all of the miles that people would be putting on my van, it would depreciate the value substantially. Whereas if I sold it, it still has a pretty good value. It only has 22,000 miles on it right now. So I feel like if I were to rent it out, it would depreciate, and it would also take me many, many years to make my money back on what I've spent on this van. Also, my interest rate on the financing for this van is very high. I owe less than half of the original cost, but with that interest rate, I am throwing away so much money a month. And it's painful for me. I'm just really starting to buckle down and look at my finances and see what it would take for me to have a home that's stationary and not on wheels. And ultimately, I think it just makes a lot of sense to sell, which I really don't want to do. I love this van so much. And I hope if I do sell it, it goes to an amazing new owner that will hopefully use it full time, because that's what this baby is made for. So anywho, like I said, I am heading up to Canada for a couple weeks. I'm so excited because it's September, the fall colors will start coming out, and it's a road trip that I have been planning for a long time. I have chills right now. I am nervous to cross the border because I've had issues with that before, where they searched the whole van and Rue went through an entire anxious fit, and that was the same week that we moved into the van. Maybe that's why she hates it so much. But I'm really excited for all of the hiking that we're gonna do. It's gonna be amazing. And per everything I said in this video, it might be my last big hoorah with this rig. I'm not too sure yet. Not too sure. I am currently in between healthcare contracts right now. I just finished up in Eastern Washington, and I will be starting in Western Washington in October. I am really excited about the location, the schedule, the hospital, pretty much everything. It feels really good. I'm really excited about it. And yeah, I will keep you guys posted on my adventures and my travels. I had an amazing summer in Washington. I went on so many amazing hikes, and I went on my first backpacking trip, which was truly incredible. And I'm sure there will be many more to come, probably next summer. But yeah, I will continue to keep you guys posted on whatever happens. It's probably going to be a few months before I make any moves or any decisions, But for now, I am going to go enjoy Canada. I am so excited, and I will see you guys there.